A compact frame moves low through the morning grass, each step deliberate, every breath drawing in the story of the land. The honey badger Mellivora capensis shuffles forward, head down, nose twitching, reading scent-like language. But she is not alone. Just beyond the brush, two lionesses Panthera leo crouch in silence, their golden eyes locked on a seemingly easy prize. The badger is small, a mouthful, perhaps not worth the effort. But hunger dulls wisdom. The wind shifts, the lionesses tense. And then, a pause, a single molecule in the air warns the badger. She halts, ears flick, and suddenly she erupts in a vicious, rattling scream, more roar than cry. The sound is meant to freeze time, to claim space. The lionesses respond with snarls that roll low and deep, a challenge thrown into the grass. Now, a contest begins. One lioness angles left, the other to the right, flanking her. But the badger does not run. She turns to meet them. The lionesses move as one, fluid and precise. One flanks from the left, the other presses forward a predator's choreography. But what they meet is not fear. The honey badger stands her ground, teeth bared, issuing another guttural screech that splits the tension like a blade. Without hesitation, one lioness lunges and seizes her. But the badger's jaws snap back fast and violent, clamping down hard on the lioness's tongue. A yelp of surprise tears from the big cat's throat. Not pain alone, but disbelief. The lioness jerks away, shaken. The other tries to pin the badger from behind, but her teeth find only skin loose, elastic, and impossible to hold. The badger twists violently, skin shifting over muscle like armor. The lionesses bite, but cannot control. She is a creature built to slip through death, and she does not back down. Her jaws snap with terrifying force, each movement deliberate, aimed to maim. The fight isn't won yet, but the predators now hesitate. And in the wild, hesitation is surrender's whisper. The badger plants her feet into the dust, facing both lionesses at once. The air hums with tension, two predators towering over a creature barely half their height. But size is not the measure of courage here. The honey badger growls, a low, guttural vibration that ripples through the grass. One lioness faints, but the badger does not blink. She pivots sharply, always keeping both cats within her sightline. Every movement is controlled, tactical. Her hide hangs loose enough that claws and teeth find only folds of fur, not flesh. The lionesses grip and release, confused by this strange, shifting resistance. They've faced buffalo, zebra, even elephants, but never something so small, so unyielding. The badger's eyes flash with a primitive intelligence. She's not just surviving, she's dictating the terms. Dust rises in slow spirals around them, every breath thick with defiance. For all their power, the lionesses are the ones hesitating now, the hunters caught between pride and uncertainty. The savanna watches, silent, as fear changes sides. Then, in a sudden burst of motion, the honey badger rears onto her hind legs, brief, upright, defiant. Her small, muscular frame now meets one lioness eye to eye. In that heartbeat of imbalance, she strikes jaws clamping onto the soft rim of the lioness's ear. The shriek that follows is raw and guttural, not just from pain, but from humiliation. Pain scrambles instincts. The lioness stumbles back, ears flattened, eyes wide, and the badger, drained but not broken, drops back to all fours. She doesn't linger. Energy is precious. She bolts fast, surprisingly fast. Muscles fire like coiled springs, and dust explodes behind her. The lionesses recover and give chase, but the badger runs with more than desperation, she runs with calculation. A dark slit in the earth opens ahead, a den, hidden until the moment mattered most. She disappears into it like smoke into a crack, gone. The lionesses skid to a stop, breaths ragged, claws digging furrows into the dirt. The entrance is narrow, but they know. A den like this has more than one door, and so begins the second hunt. The lionesses move without speaking, their instincts align. They fan out around the badger's den, eyes scanning the brush for the second entrance. One finds it a narrow break in the soil, nearly hidden beneath dry grass. They begin to dig, each on opposite ends, working in tense silence. Claws rake soil, flinging it behind them in steady bursts. Their golden bodies tense with effort, breath coming heavy. The earth trembles under the weight of their determination. But the honey badger is no ordinary prey. She retreats deeper, navigating familiar darkness. Loose tunnels and sharp turns offer her sanctuary. Minutes pass. The lions dig, pause, sniff, dig again. Yet the earth yields no reward. Their effort slows. Strategy replaces impulse. But calculation turns to frustration, and frustration to silence. The dust settles. They exchange a look one born, not of defeat, but recognition. This fight will not be won today. Without a sound, they abandon the burrow, fading into the golden light of morning. Behind them, only claw marks and scattered dirt remain evidence of a war waged beneath the surface. The savanna returns to stillness, but not forgetfulness. The wind smooths the grass, erasing tracks, but not the memory of struggle. Beneath the surface, the honey badger rests, breathing slowly, muscles twitching with the echo of adrenaline. Darkness wraps around her like armor. She does not sleep. She waits. Above, the lionesses melt into the landscape, their hunger unsatisfied, their pride quietly bruised. The earth itself seems to exhale. No roars, no dust, just silence. But in that silence lies the record of resistance etched into the soil, folded into the grass, held in the breathless paws of prey that watched. The lesson is not about size or strength, it's about defiance. About standing when the instinct screams to run. In the wild, memory is carried not only in minds but in the land itself, and the land remembers her. The badger, scarred, exhausted, but undefeated, blinks once in the dark. The battle has passed, but her day is not over. Survival never truly sleeps. Light spills once more across the open plain, and beneath it, the honey badger emerges. She steps from her den with slow certainty, her coat dusted in the soil of the fight, her nose already twitching for what's next. Hunger, not fear, drives her now. The world greets her with silence, but she reads it like a story. Every blade of grass, every shift in scent carries meaning. She lowers her head and begins to dig, not wildly, but with practiced precision. Sand sprays behind her in rhythmic strokes, her long, curved claws slicing into earth like chisels. This is more than instinct, it's method. Her forelimbs, short yet packed with muscle, carry the burden of excavation. She stops, sniffs again, then digs deeper. Moments later, a beetle larva squirms on her tongue, small, quick, but enough. Yet she doesn't stop. Curiosity outlasts hunger. She keeps testing, sniffing, flipping soil grain by grain. For her, the world beneath the surface holds more promise than the sky. She is not just a survivor, she is a seeker, shaped by earth and silence. The honey badger continues her excavation, claw after claw, rhythm never breaking. To an outside eye, it may seem like obsession, but in truth, it's strategy layered in instinct. She's not just hunting, she's prospecting. Each tunnel might reveal beetle larvae, scorpions, or even the faint scent of a snake's slither. And if nothing comes, she simply moves on and digs again. She doesn't fear the effort, it's what she was born to do. Her foreclaws are shaped like sickles, each one built to rip through compacted soil with ease. Her hind legs brace and drive with a force surprising for such a small creature. And if needed, she can widen another animal's abandoned burrow within minutes, reshaping old homes into safe havens. Above all else, smell drives her. Olfaction is her compass, her memory, her language. What the eyes miss, the nose deciphers. She isn't just navigating terrain, she's decoding it. Every scratch in the dirt is a sentence in the book of survival, and she is fluent. Built for endurance, the honey badger bears traits that defy expectation. Her skin, thick and unusually loose, lets her twist inside a predator's grip, making bites slip uselessly across her hide. But her resilience goes deeper. She shrugs off venom from puff adders, endures swarms of stings from angry bees, and presses on even with open wounds. Pain is not absent, it's simply irrelevant. She limps, yes. She bleeds sometimes, but nothing stops her for long. This is not bravado, it's biology. Nature forged her in attrition's fire, not for speed or stealth, but for stubborn, unrelenting survival. Even in the worst conditions, heat, injury, hunger, she digs. She fights, she feeds. The world doesn't wait for the wounded, so neither does she. Around her, other lives might pause, might hide, but she knows only forward. For the honey badger, the equation is simple. Purpose outlasts pain. And so she keeps moving, one claw, one breath, one refusal to quit at a time. Where others retreat, she endures, and that is her weapon. The sun climbs higher, casting a golden wash over the savanna, a vast mosaic of open plains, thorny thickets, and dust-threaded trails. It is a land shaped by both freedom and fear, where silence is seldom safety, and every shadow hides a possibility. Across one of these trails, a lioness moves with grace born from purpose. In her jaws, she carries her cub, its small body limp in trust. Feet tucked, eyes closed, she moves quietly, ears alert, muscles flowing like silk beneath her coat. She's not running, she's relocating, driven by instinct, guided by threat. She'll nurse her cub in cover, hunt when the pride gathers, and move again when scent builds or danger draws near. There is no room for hesitation in motherhood here. She lays the cub down gently, then lifts her head to scan the wind. Her eyes narrow against the Sunday. In that moment, she is both guardian and scout, both fierce and soft. Because in the wild, mothering is not sentiment, it's survival written in instinct and muscle. Hidden beneath the dense scrub, the cub nestles silently, unaware of the dangers that stalk through tall grass. The lioness lingers, nose twitching at every shift in the air. She's not merely watching, she's calculating. Every placement of her paw is deliberate. When strangers pass too close, she positions her body between them and the cub, lowering her head, stiffening her frame. Protection here is not a roar, it's subtle, constant adjustment. When the moment passes, she returns to nudge the cub gently, a silent signal that safety still holds. Her care is not gentle for gentleness' sake. It is functional, calibrated to keep fragile life breathing through uncertain hours. And though she is part of a pride, these early days are hers alone. Newborn cubs cannot yet survive the chaos of older siblings or the hierarchy of the group. So she separates, watches, touches, and reassures. Attachment is her tool. Touch is her tether. Feeling in this world is practical. Because here, love doesn't bloom, it defends. As days pass, the lioness returns to her pride slowly, cautiously, reintegrating into the rhythm of shared existence. Among lionesses, bonds are tight, built on blood, grooming, and cooperation. They flank prey together, take turns nursing each other's young, and defend shared territory as one. But this unity is never without tension. When food is scarce, snarls rise over fresh kills. The order of feeding hardens into hierarchy. What was trust yesterday might be rivalry today. Still, their bond holds most days. They trade information through subtle gestures. A flick of the tail, a head rub, a low chuff in the grass. One lioness leans toward open ground, and others follow. Movement here is a language of survival. Yet beneath their cooperation lies a simple truth. Hunger tests loyalty. In this land, even sisterhood bends beneath the weight of need. Each lioness carries both alliance and ambition, and the line between the two is as thin as the wind that parts the grass. Far beyond the prides and dens, the plains pulse with quieter rhythms. Herds of zebra graze across the horizon, their movements shaping the very landscape. Each mouthful of grass trims growth, encourages renewal, and sustains the chain that feeds predator and prey alike. These grazers are not mere background to the drama of carnivores, they are the architects of balance. Their migrations carve invisible highways across the savanna, their presence anchoring the ecosystem. Where they move, others follow. Lions, hyenas, vultures, and more. They rarely run unless necessary, trusting numbers and vigilance to keep them safe. But even as they appear calm, the tension never fades. Every twitch of an ear, every pause in chewing, speaks of caution honed by generations. Grazers listen to the silence as much as the noise. Because on these plains, survival isn't just hunted, it's constantly calculated. And in their steady grazing lies the quiet heartbeat of a land that never truly rests. At the river's edge, giants gather. African elephants, Loxodonta africana, approach the water. Their massive forms casting long shadows across the cracked soil. Trunks sway, tusks glint. Two bulls meet, not with violence, but ritual. They lock shoulders, push, test weight against weight. The riverbed trembles beneath their contest, not born from hatred but hierarchy, a reminder written in muscle and mud. Around them, life stirs in cautious circles. Wild dogs like Aeon Pictus hover nearby, eyes sharp, noses twitching. They test the air, gauging opportunity, but elephants offer none. When size denies, the dogs move on, seeking easier prey. They are the opportunists of the wild, swift, strategic, endlessly adaptive. They circle, chase, fragment herds, but adults like zebras and warthogs give them nothing today. Their energy burns in pursuit, often unrewarded. For the dogs, success is not strength, it's timing. But even that offers no guarantee. Because in this land, effort does not promise reward, only another chance. Across this endless expanse of grass and dust, every heartbeat belongs to the same symphony. The lioness, the elephant, the honey badger, the zebra, they all drink from the same water, walk the same cracked paths, and sleep beneath the same stars. But harmony here is not peace. It is tension held in balance. The river reflects the calm sky, but below its surface, intentions stir. A twitch in the grass, a shift in scent, the sudden stillness before a chase, all speak of a world where survival is composed not of strength alone, but of awareness, timing, and will. The honey badger rises once more, her wounds stiff but her body unyielding. She does not look back, none of them do. Because in this land, calm is never still, and life is never guaranteed. Here, every breath is borrowed, every step measured, and every quiet moment haunted by what might come next.